Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT. Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I'm Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. If you're looking to generate leads and appointments without cold calling, spamming, or ad spend, check out managedprospectingsystem.com. Today, I'm excited to have on with us today Art Flatter,
whatever. We'll both work.
Art Flatter of Central Office Systems. Art, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Art Flater, and I am one of two owners at Central Office Systems. We're a managed service provider that takes care of computer networks, basically network security, backup, disaster recovery. And then we have a division that deals with building cameras, and we have another group that deals with phone systems. And within the building camera side, we also deal with door access systems. So anything to do with securing a building and making sure that you can see what's going on in the building, and then phones. So that's us.
Got it. So what's something interesting about yourself outside of work?
I mean, there's nothing interesting in the past number of years, I suppose. I mean, I worked my way through college as a stand-up comic, but that was like 35 years ago. So
do you still,
maybe not as interesting today.
Do you still have any of the comic relief with you? You can tell us the joke?
No, you can't. Most of the stuff I did on stage would be jokes that today, comedy is really difficult today. Because there's a level of political correctness. Comedy is making fun of things that are stupid, is what comedy is. And there's a level of political correctness now that doesn't allow you to make fun of things that are stupid anymore. And there's more stupid things. You're just not allowed to point them out anymore. So no, I don't. I mean, and all the other jokes would literally take up the entire podcast because they're just long. They have a terrible punchline at the end. There's probably some profanity in them. You don't really want to go there.
We'll move on then. So coming back to your business now, what would you say is your superpower when it comes to business, and what can others learn from that?
My superpower is that there are no superpowers. Superpower is like a movie where Superman flies or Aquaman, can swim underwater or crap like that. And I hate these superhero movies. I hate them all. None of them are cool except for Iron Man, because Iron Man's like a guy and he just has a really cool suit. But there's no superpowers. Nobody has superpowers. And so my superpower is pointing out when people say, what's your superpower? My superpower is pointing out that there is no such thing as a superpower. There's just not. So there you go.
All right.
How did that work? Did it work pretty good? Did I convince you now that there's no superpowers?
Well, I don't believe in there's superpowers like that you can teleport yourself, but I believe people have skills that set them apart in business, that you could maybe that's not really superpower is the right word, but skills that have helped you with your success in your business.
Well, you didn't ask me about the skills, but if you're asking about that, what's the skill that we have here at Central Office Systems? And I would tell you, a few years ago, I was pretty badly injured in an accident, and a stupid accident at that, but pretty badly injured in an accident. And I was in the trauma ward at the Medical College of Wisconsin at Freighter Hospital. I was in the trauma ward. And in the trauma ward, there were a bunch of gunshot wounds, and there were a bunch of motorcycle accidents. And then there was me. And as I sat in the trauma ward, I could look out the window, and across the street out the window, they wheeled these kids from Children's Hospital in wheelchairs where they had the IVs and the parents would be sitting with them and they were sitting out in the sun. And I realized I'm not those parents. And even though I'm sitting in the trauma ward in the worst pain of my life, I have no idea what other people have gone through. I have no idea of how difficult it would be and how easy my life has been in general. And what I would say is that gave me perspective and gratitude. And most people would say, how does an accident where you were really badly injured and you were in the trauma ward and, I was out of work for a couple months, and how does that give you, what it does, it gives me perspective and gratitude that no matter how bad things are, there's way more people who have it worse. And be grateful for what you got. Like I say, I'm in the trauma ward, but I'm not the parent of that kid who's sitting in a wheelchair with an IV. And I can't imagine what that would be like. So what does central office systems bring to the table? We're a great technical organization, but there's lots of them. It's the idea of gratitude and I guess I'd say gratitude and empathy about what our clients are going through all the time.
Got it. Gratitude and empathy. So if that's something that I don't have in my organization and I want to implement that, do you have any tips for how I could implement gratitude and empathy in my organization?
You ruthlessly beat it into your people. Simply get a big stick and whenever they're not grateful, hit them with the stick as hard as you can. Now, my HR people have told me I'm not allowed to hit people anymore. So we just stop right before we hit them and remind them that they should be grateful. That's what I would do. Now, what we have done, because again, my HR people have told me not to do it that way. So what we have done is we've just reminded everybody that the client can spend their money wherever they want to spend their money. They don't have to spend their money with us. They can spend it with whoever they want. So when we're done with working with a client or when we're on a transaction or we're talking with clients, we remind everybody, be grateful and say thank you. Understand that whatever that client is doing, they could find 10 other suppliers that would come in and try and pick that up immediately. So let's be thankful. And that's kind of the whole point of everything we do at our organization is, try and do things correctly, do them right, do them quickly, and then be thankful for it.
Got it.
Lots of stuff can go wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth there, is you never know what will go wrong. Or when we're dealing in business, there's always a million things that could go wrong.
There's just too much ingratitude in business. We just don't say thank you anymore. We don't say please anymore. We don't say thank you. It's, even if you look at the most successful fast food restaurant right now, it's Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Everybody's like, why is that? Well, they got a good chicken sandwich. Kentucky Fried Chicken has a better chicken sandwich. There's not a lot of Kentucky Fried Chickens around, but if you get their chicken sandwich is the bomb. But anyway, people are just amazed that, wow, everybody at Chick-fil-A is so polite. Well,
that is true.
Either hire polite people or teach them to be polite. And it's easier to hire polite people. The learning curve to teach people to go from not polite to polite is really steep. It's a steep learning curve.
So when you're hiring somebody, you should find the people that are polite and hire them. Start out with polite people.
Bill Nordstrom, who ran Nordstrom department stores, somebody came to Bill Nordstrom. And again, Nordstrom department stores has what's considered the best customer service of stores in the United States. And Bill Nordstrom, somebody came to him and said, wow, your training program must be great because your people are all so customer focused and polite and your people are just great. Your training program must be awesome. And Bill Nordstrom said to that guy, I didn't train my people. Their parents trained them. I just hired them. And I kind of think there's your unfair advantage if you're in potential employee. Your unfair advantage is how did your parents train you? It'd be a very big unfair advantage. Or it could be a very big disadvantage too if your parents trained you wrong, and many parents have. So,
Got it. So do you have any other tips for somebody that or keys to that have helped you be successful in your business?
just listen to your clients and then do what they say. How hard is that? And if your clients don't know, then make sure you give them proper advice.
Cool. Got it. So before we wrap up here, any closing remarks?
Boy, I could go into that joke about where I went to Scotland and went into the pub, but that would again probably take us longer than we need to go, I think. So if anybody wants to hear the McGregor joke, you can call me and I will tell you over the phone or over Zoom.
Okay, and if they want to hear the joke or just want to talk to you about how you might be able to help them at office or central office systems, how would they go about getting a hold of you?
Well, I'm A. Flater at centralofficesystems.com, or you can call me at, because I'm old, so I still use the phone, but you can call me at 262-436-9230. That's my direct line. I'd be happy to, I answer all my calls and return all my calls. So if you have questions, call me, and happy to show how we could potentially service and support, or if you're just curious about how we created a, really high net promoter score for our company, I'd be happy to go over how we did it.
Great. Well, thank you, Art. It's been wonderful. And if you're looking to generate leads and appointments without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming, check out managedprospectingsystem.com. And until next time, I'm Jim Punzenberger. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.